Welcome back to Mini Movies. Today I will explain a psychological thriller film from 2005, titled The Quiet. Dot is a high school student who can't hear or speak. She doesn't have many friends and is always alone because of her disability. Dot's godmother's family has been taking care of her since her single father died. Nina, her new godsister, isn't used to having a sister, so she hates Dot for no reason. They both go to the same school, but Nina is one of the popular girls while Dot is an outcast. In the first scene, Nina and her mean group of cheerleaders tease Dot about her disability. When the school's guidance counselor sees this, she invites Dot to eat lunch with her. Dot refuses and runs to her favorite place at school, a bathroom stall. When she is alone, she feels safe and much less lonely. Her happiness doesn't last long, though, because Nina finds her and pulls her out angrily for the ride home. Olivia, Nina's mom, tells her to make Dot feel at home, but Nina couldn't care less. She didn't choose to take her in, so she doesn't feel like she owes Dot anything. Nina's father, Paul, returns home later that evening and finds Olivia passed out in the living room. She has a problem with drinking and is sad all the time. Because she takes several antidepressants, Paul takes care of her and puts her to bed. When he gets back to the dinner table, he sees that the girls are awkwardly quiet. He suggests that they learn sign language for Dot to ease the tension, but Nina cuts him off and walks away. The next day at lunch, Nina and her friends talk about things as they always do. Her friend Michelle talks about being a virgin and makes fun of Nina for being 17 and still being a virgin. She can get any guy she wants, but when it comes to dating, she is reserved. Dot, meanwhile, finds that the school's music room is empty and decides to play the piano. She used to practice when she could still hear. Even though she can't hear the music anymore, she can still play pretty well. Connor, a popular guy, hears her play and falls in love with her right away. He stares at her for a long time before turning away when his friend speaks up. Dot meets Nina again later in the bathroom. She tries to do her own thing, but Nina makes her wear lipstick against her will. Just as Dot thinks this might be a good time for them to get closer, she looks in the mirror and sees that Nina put lipstick around her lips on purpose. Dot has trouble sleeping that night because she misses her father. She goes outside to get some air and sees that Nina's bedroom door is open. She looks in and sees Nina and her father Paul in bed together. The sight disturbs her deeply, prompting her to return to her room. The next day, Nina asks her parents if she can stay at Michelle's. Olivia tells her to go even though Paul won't let her. Nina rubs Paul's leg under the table to get him to let go. But Paul stays firm. She takes his silence as approval and calls Michelle. Paul is upset with Olivia because she always disagrees with him. They argue before he leaves. When Olivia is alone, Dot asks if she can go to the movies. Dot agrees to Paul's offer to drive her, despite her discomfort. The movie theater is empty, except for Nina and her group in the middle row. Connor sees Dot sitting alone and wants to talk to her, but the others stop him. Nina kind of feels bad for her, but she keeps acting like she doesn't care. When she closes her ears to experience what it's like to be deaf, she notices her slipping. But she stops when she sees Dot looking at her from above. Dot stays up late at night thinking about the last time she saw Nina. She suddenly sees Paul coming downstairs and pretends to be asleep. He runs his fingers through her hair and says he's sick. He seems to know that what he's doing to his daughter is wrong, but he can't stop now. He took Dot in because he thought she'd keep him from going to Nina's room, but it didn't work. In the next scene, Dot is home alone and playing the piano. Nina comes home from school and watches her play from the doorway, but she doesn't know it. Suddenly, a piano wire breaks, which makes Dot swear. Nina is shocked to find out Dot could hear them the whole time. She says she just got home, but she's not telling the truth. Nina sits with Dot for the first time at lunch the next day. Nina starts to tell Dot about her private time with her father. Dot looks at her like she doesn't understand. She is obviously trying to get a reaction out of her, but Dot doesn't get upset. Before she leaves, she also says that she is going to kill Paul at night with Michelle's gun. Dot still doesn't pay attention to her like she wants to, but she's afraid she might be telling the truth. She goes to the music room and plays the piano to take her mind off Nina. This time, she notices that Connor is looking at her through the door. She starts to feel uncomfortable and tries to leave, but the guy stops her. He asks her out for a date to work on a lab report together. His plan falls apart when she shows him the completed report. That night, the family is eating dinner together when Connor knocks on the door, which surprises everyone. He tells Dot to meet him in the library so they can talk about the lab report. She agrees reluctantly, just as Michelle walks in and hands Nina a bag. Dot remembers that Nina talked about Michelle's gun, so she's worried that she might be planning to kill Paul. Dot and Connor are at a diner in the next scene. After a few seconds of talking about the report, he tells her how he feels about her. He talks about how he imagines making love to her. He does this because he thinks she can't hear him. Dot sees an ambulance coming toward her house and thinks Nina must have done something bad. She gets home quickly and is glad to see that everyone is safe. After that, she goes to Nina's room and hears Paul taking her clothes off. Nina sounds like she is sick of her dad's behavior, so Dot breaks a statue to help her. The noise stops the excitement, so Paul goes back to his room. Nina is crying in her bed when Dot slips into it and holds her as she falls asleep. In the next scene, Nina is talking to Dot while ironing her cheerleading uniform. She says she will kill Paul with the iron that night and then burns the face off a teddy bear to make her point. Dot still thinks that Nina doesn't know that she can hear. So, she acts like she didn't hear her plan. Nina and Michelle cheer for the school basketball team later that day. Connor is on the team, but he is so bad that in the first few minutes, the coach puts him on the bench. After the game, Connor and Dot spend some time together by the pool. Connor thinks she can't hear him, so he starts talking about his sexual life. Dot takes off her top all of a sudden, and the two of them make love by the pool. At home, Olivia suggests that Nina and Connor would make a great couple. Paul gets mad at her and says that she is making her daughter dress like a whore. As they talk, Olivia takes off her clothes and asks Connor to come to bed, but Connor is no longer interested in her. Nina gets home at midnight, and after cheering all day, she is tired. Paul gives her a purse as a gift and tries to get closer to her. Also, we can see that Olivia is awake in her room. Even though it looks like she knows what's going on, she doesn't do anything to stop her husband. Paul is surprised when Nina tells him to close his eyes. She comes up to him with a hot iron when he does what she says. She is about to burn his face, but then Dot comes home and stops them. Nina moves away and says she is pregnant. Paul is horrified at the idea of fathering his grandchild. So, Nina asks for $1,000 so she can get an abortion, and he agrees to give it to her the next day. Nina then goes to Dot's room and tells her that she didn't have the courage to kill him. The following day is the school dance. Nina gives Dot a dress for the night. She tells the girls that she lied about being pregnant, while they are getting ready. In reality, she plans to take the $1,000 and leave for another state. In the new city, she wants to become a stripper and make a lot of money. After she told the truth, she puts lipstick on Dot again, but this time she didn't make her look like a clown. Later, when Paul is looking for Nina, he finds tampons in her bag while he is searching for her. She said she hasn't had her period in more than 6 weeks, which makes him think she's lying about being pregnant. He shows her the tampon and asks her to say what's really going on. Nina tells a lie, but he doesn't believe her. He starts to hit her in the face and tries to get close to her. Olivia hears her daughter crying out in pain, but she does nothing. Dot can also hear the wailing and crying. She stops playing, rips out a piano wire, and walks to her bedroom. While Paul is doing something else, she ties him up with the wire and yells at him to leave Nina alone. She stops a few seconds later, and he falls to the ground dead. Nina is in shock, and when Olivia comes upstairs, Nina yells at Dot for killing her dad. She is more surprised that Dot can talk than that her husband has died. Michelle rings the doorbell at the same time, to pick them up for the school dance. The girls quickly change out of their bloody clothes and put them in a bag. Then, to make it look like everything is normal, they take the bag and go to school. Dot dances with Connor at school, but she is too busy to pay attention to him. She takes the backpack and hides in the bathroom while the party is still going on. In the bedroom, Olivia has a blank look on her face as she looks at Paul's dead body. She was no longer in love with him. It had been a long time. She only wishes she had been brave enough to save her daughter from a monster like him. When Connor calls Dot's name as she leaves the party, she turns around. He finds out that she can hear him. With this news, he realizes that she knows everything bad about him. Because she lied and invaded his privacy, he thinks she's crazy. Dot tries to apologize, but she is pushed away. She focuses on more important things now, and she knows he won't give her a chance. She gets Nina from the bathroom and takes her to a creek nearby. They put the clothes and the backpack on the ground and plan to get rid of the body later. Nina asks Dot why she pretended to be deaf for so long. Dot says it was because she wanted to be like her deaf and mute father. The girls hurry home, where they find the biggest surprise. Police are all around their house, and Olivia is being led out of the house in handcuffs. When they ask about Paul, Olivia says that she killed him. She also tells Nina that she is sorry for what she did. Nina knows why she has to say sorry, even though the police think it's because she killed her father. In the last scene, the girls watch as Olivia is taken away by the police in a car. Soo Yoonjin is a middle-class girl, striving to study in the best university. When she meets a boy at her school, her life turns upside down. He helps her in her studies, and makes her a better person. They both eventually get close, and fall in love with each other. But on their graduation day, when he proposes to her, she decides to separate from him, while giving a farewell kiss. Will they ever reunite again? For full story, click on the video, appearing on screen. We upload new movie daily, make sure to subscribe, so you don't miss any video. If you liked the movie, consider sharing it with your friends. Show that you care about them. Thank you for watching.